Blessed afternoon, Shalini. Blessed afternoon, brothers and sisters. How are you doing today, Shalini?
Yes, blessed day, VG and all our viewers. I'm doing absolutely great.
Awesome. For those who have joined us newly in our podcast or the live series, this is about Empower Self. We from My Life, My Voice platform are on a mission to empower 1 billion people by 2030. And making this realization of everyone is destined to live a billionaire life. With that, the intention of this series in the meantime is all about how to empower self using different simple techniques. Two of the most important powerful techniques we are discussing here is about the morning practices and using powerful NLP techniques, how we could change our very foundational behavioral patterns instead of complaining that I am a situational victims, how I could empower. So this week our focus is about confidence and specifically targeting our sisters who are working professionals in the age between 35 to 55. Why? The stat says that more than 70% of the working women could attain their financial freedom if they have what is very important character within them called self-confidence. So even before we go about, I think we may need one more week, Shalini. What do you say about this topic? Because we are just scratched the surface.
Yes, VG. We need to continue it for a week because it's a very deep topic and we need to cover every aspect of it. So,
Absolutely. And interestingly, if you look at it, when we talk about empowerment and confidence is the foundation for many other aspects. If you look at it also, most of the self-development, they starts with believe in yourself. What does that mean? Believe in yourself starts with having your self-confidence. The important one which we wanted to discuss about women and the working women who all think that why are you picking up working women and the talking of financial freedom. People say, "Oh, no, they are earning. So why are you saying that they may need this topic more than anybody else?" In my view, based on walked on that path, I would say that the working women are many a times have this struggle with getting the financial freedom. They get out of balance as they work through and they get into the trap of I wanted to have the balance of life, but this job is very important. And you know what the next sentence they say? Wish I had enough money so that I can make my own choice. What does that mean? Wish I had enough money so that I can make my own choice. What is that wish I had enough of money? That is in a definition in the financial world called the financial freedom. That is, I don't have to get into the clock-based work as dependent on paycheck, yet I could start a very different career and still live my empowered life. I I'm sure. I know I was reading your blog yesterday, Shalini, and it was so awesomely you started that powerful series and looking forward for what is going to come today. But like the way we discussed, it is an amazing revelation what you have said. So why don't you give because it is a very nice language you put it, even though the points we could have discussed together, but the way you wrote it was awesome. So I'd like to hear from you and let our brothers and sisters listen as well. While you are talking, I'm going to give our Zoom connect and our contact details so that in people could join us live or connect with us offline as well. Please go ahead.
thanks, VG, for appreciating it. So we are talking about the financial freedom about the women, and we are talking about the empowerment series. So financial freedom comes from the right choices at the right time. It's not about working day and night and accumulating enough wealth. So the problem that's happening is women are not able to make right choices. They're actually dependent on the men folk and the financial advisors to manage their finances. It's just like giving a child in the maid's hand and not taking care of it. It's not like that. When you just don't leave your child on the mercy of maid. You take care of after returning from your work. You definitely take care of your child and you take care of his needs. So same thing applies to the money also. So it's you need not be dependent on the financial advisors only and your male counterparts for your financial things. You need to have enough information that what they are going to do with their money, and you need to keep
Just
a constant.
sorry, Shalini, I just wanted to give one view for it. Hope you don't mind. It's a very powerful thing what you said. You were I would call as your example or metaphor, right? We may hire caretaking people to take care of our kid, but we would not rely completely on them because it's our child. So the same way, finance is our child, and we would take care of it even though we get support from the financial advisors. Now, there is a beautiful connection between these 2 points, like the way you put it, right? Uh, if many of the first time parent would resonate with what I'm saying. If you are the first time parent, your caretaking person is very experienced, like the way your financial advisor is very experienced. But and you may not know everything about parenting because you are the first time parent. But what happens in this process is you would be lot more careful. You would be advising lot more of what not to do, what you want to do. Why? The why is very strong because that's your child. The same way in the financial world, the advisor may know more, but the money is yours. It's your hard-earned money, and you are out there in the world to work away from your family is because you wanted that financial status to support you and your family subsequently. So initially, learning does take some element of discomfort, like any practice you do, like the way you are a first time parent. You don't get to know even to the extent of how to change a diaper. You may get yucky feeling when you are changing those diaper. I mean, be honest about it, right? Just because you are mom or a dad doesn't mean that you will love the yucky things, right? You still don't like it, but your why is very strong that, oh, I am a parent, that's my child. He or she cannot change her diaper, so I better do it so that my child will be hale and healthy. I'm sorry, I just thought I will, come and highlight that important point. What you made it very lightly, but it's a very deeper metaphor you created it. Thank you so much for it.
So Vijay, it's all about forming the right habits at the right time. Like it's not that education, in spite of being so educated and so much of awareness in the society and so much of media information and all this, still the women are lacking far behind because of the habit, I would say, that they have formed the habit of depending upon their husbands. And somewhere it's being inherited from their mothers and grandmoms, like the male counterparts can handle the
Can you,
finances better.
can you highlight a little more about it, Shalini, when you say they are dependent on
Male
husband or father and they learnt it from their
mothers
mother or
and
grandmother? Because I do have some of our my life my voice clients who exactly echo the same, and they are so scared on two aspects. One, the unknowing of the money, And they also know deep enough that if they don't understand about money and manage it, the lot of examples in the world is telling them that you will be in trouble in future and you had to be dependent on somebody, and that somebody may or may not be in a position to take care of that time. So why do you say that women got that habit from mother and grandmother?
Because it's always been told when you're a small kid, like in my family also, okay, like marriage is considered, marriage is why marriage is becomes so important and taken as a priority in our families, because somewhere it's deep down inherited that it brings a sense of financial security. More than the companionship, financial security is considered the foremost in our society and all across the globe, I think so. So in
Yeah.
spite of being so modern and everything, so marriage is the main criteria to bring the financial security. So the belief has been inherited from that, from there only. And in spite of being so capable, women don't want to take charge. And it's not that they don't have awareness and they don't have capability, but still the belief they have inherited, why to bother if I am having some male in my family, and if financial advisors are there, so why to bother? And they just keep on doing their work without bothering about the fact that they need to keep a check on the financial advisors also, because they might not be knowing your priorities, what are your priorities, and for what you want to save and where you want to invest. So they just sometimes it happens that in spite of working so hard, they are left with nothing at the retirement, and then they crave, and then nothing is going to work for them. And I would give an example of my some known. So she, at a very young age, she lost her husband. She is my some distant relative, and she was not having any idea about the finances. And they were her husband was having a shop of their own, and he suddenly got a heart attack, and he died all of a sudden. And she was not having any idea about his finances, and she was totally dependent upon him. So it took a lot of toll over her, and the people who had to ask for the money, they came, and with whom they have to claim the money. She had no idea, and she lost all her money. So that's the thing, and you need to be aware. In our families, we you have to think for the worst actually, but we are not actually
I,
prone to
sorry,
worst.
Shalini. Sorry, Shalini. I have a couple of points. Probably we could discuss it in tomorrow, and probably we could do one technique today, and probably we can pick up tomorrow. Two aspects we would like to take it up tomorrow. One is, even though our women as a gender knows enough of how to look for detail, because finance is all about details. And if you see, mostly, generally, women are good with looking at details, but when it comes to money, they get discomfort. This is one important aspect. It would be good to, we speak about it. It is to do with our topic, what we are talked about, right? Empowerment with self-confidence. There is an element of self-confidence place for understanding financial detail. There is also one very deep-rooted other feeling which is mixed with this self-confidence as the character, that is your trust. There is also a uh, unsaid influence onto our women gender that if you are questioning, that is to do with the trust.
Yes.
So why don't we pick up this topic? It's getting deeper and better, I would say, and we could discuss it tomorrow if that is okay with you, Shalini.
Yes, Vijay. We can continue tomorrow.
Amazing. So for today, what do we practice? We did talk about yesterday, talking about working women between the age of 35 to 55. How could they achieve that financial abundance or financial freedom? By practicing self-confidence, which gives them the empowerment, which gives them the empowered self. That's our focus for this week and probably next week too. If that is the case, let's look at what is that we discussed yesterday. We discussed yesterday about people get lost, especially working people, because of so many responsibilities, they say. And we gave you a very simple exercise. First, put down what are the various roles you have, who is the primary stakeholder for that role. For example, if you are a wife, then your role, the primary stakeholder in this case would be husband. If you are a mother, your primary stakeholder will be your kid. If you are a daughter-in-law, your in-laws could be your primary stakeholder. Then what is that their expectation out of you? At least top two or three, you write it down and see what is that you need to do. So have your role, have your stakeholders, have the top three expectation. To meet that expectation, what is that you need to do? Write down the mapping of it. See how many of these activities are going to occupy how much time. And do you have that time? It is like any other, especially working women know what I'm talking because they know, you know it, Shalini, you have done it by yourself. Planning. All it is day planning. So we are talking about understanding our role and how much time it takes to fulfill the expectation. Now we talk about, once we have the clarity, we need to talk about how to say no or how to buy certain things. Thereby, the task need not be done by you. That was a technique yesterday we learned for improving ourselves and moving towards a better empowered life. In that, where is the financial abundance thinking? Because we wanted our sisters who are in the working community to attain their financial freedom. And this world report says that more than 70% of working women could achieve easily 35 to 85, 55 age bracket could achieve their financial freedom if they know how to manage their self-confidence and stay on top of their self-confidence. Now, we talked about roles. Hope all the brothers, sisters who are there, you are done that. If not, take it up today. Now, start looking at those tasks which are taking so much of your time. Take only those tasks and find out how else that task could be done. Very simple exercise. We are going to build it very simple and doable. The idea of not making it, and you may look like saying, "Are you crazy? If I do all of this, will I be in a position to get my financial freedom?" I could assure you, and Shalini, we both could assure you one thing. If you do this exercise every day, whatever we are asking you to do, by end of this series, and you take up our 21 days challenge, you would clearly have the clarity of who you are, what is that you need to do to understand your money, and how to stand up for yourself, and you will have your path to achieve your financial abundance or financial freedom. So today's exercise, look at your roles. You already made the roles, you already made the expectation of those stakeholders who are your primary stakeholders in that role, and what tasks are you need to do. That was yesterday. Today, look at those tasks which are taking time, split it into second level detail, and see how many of those tasks you could outsource it, you could buy it. Very simple task. It doesn't take more than 10 to 15 minutes, but you could think about it throughout the day and you could do it. Shalini, with that, I think time for us to say goodbye. Any final words from your end, Shalini?
Yes, Vijay, what you have said is exactly true. And proper planning and writing makes clarity, brings clarity, and proper planning will definitely work in the long run. So that's a very useful practice, I would say. And everyone must, all our sisters must go through it.
Thank you so much, Shalini, and see you tomorrow and keep continue writing. It's awesome to see you writing on the financial freedom. Thank you so much, sisters and brothers who have viewed it today, been with us on live. as well as seeing the recording. We do have our community, a WhatsApp community, very vibrant one. Please do join and exchange your views. To know more, you could connect with us directly in the WhatsApp as well. We have shared every detail in our chat and look forward to connect with all of you over various channels and tomorrow at 12 noon. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shalini.